Oh my god, dude, I just what the actual lesson learned.
I'm so bored. Sometimes I still hear your voice. It's telling me
चैनल गया क्या?
you'll catch my fall. So how do I feel the ground?
चैनल गया क्या?
My heart, you wear a crown. Wish I wasn't late to know. Stars don't shine when there's only satellites.
चैनल गया क्या?
Hell and you're in paradise.
What the actual fuck, bro?
I was too blind to know. I fell harder than I thought when I fell. When I fell for
प्राइवेट स्ट्रीम डिलीट कर दिया. प्राइवेट कर दिया, डिलीट कर दिया. Never opening Twitter on stream again, bro. इसको पूछ लो क्या?
tidal wave with no remorse. I try to fix, you made it worse. Light up the match and burn some more. I see the angel in his I'm so glad, and yet I'm not. I was too blind to know. I fell harder than I thought when I fell. I fell for a demon.
Screen down.
He'll get as close as he possibly can. Tries to cut his way up over top, but eventually does have to go ahead and take that one down. So, Walt coming up, interrupting some of some of these kills as
should happen.
Mosh in over the top. To force them off that plant, and so far it does. So an interrupt coming through. Couple knives there onto the wall to try to break through. Saya will be able to get this plant down. He's at 47, would love to get a kill, would love to try to get that Devour coming in. Well, just will be the Lear, just spray across. Jonah able to come up with one as Rossi will fall, but otherwise 4 players from T1 do stand tall. Vandal scooped up there by X-Grid as well, making sure they carry that ever-important rifle over into this now bonus round.
Yeah, and you're already kind of conditioning G2 here that it's going to be a lot of a lot of A hits. Yeah, I see it already. This is something that they like to do. Them and Paper Rex love to grab these early ops in round 3 if they can establish a big enough lead. And certainly, the way things have been going, it's a good opportunity here to get X-Curate into his comfort zone. A phenomenal opper, and it's going to have to be really stalwart for T1. Good start, a good recovery. And use the Poison Orb to cover mid. Of course, not able to be recovered anymore in the newest patch. And just a little bit of info being gathered. Going to catch 2 around that corner. They didn't see anything else. Valen is scooting over towards the other side of the site. Good shock dart does a little bit of damage.
Oh, as he swings out to try to clear the drone. Icy is watching for it. Fantastic headshot to go ahead and open things up on this defense for G2. Still having the players try to make their way across, but Izu able to find one, so now 4v4.
Gun here.
Op is on a very forward deep line for X-Curate. Very easy to lose that weapon here as the chaos gets ready to ensue. Toward the wall, back up, off shot, not going to connect, but Saya player able to find that covering fire, catches one, restabilizes his aim, finds a second. Carpe will take down Trent. Now it is all on Leaf. He's been a menace, but X-Curate will go ahead and get himself on the board. That final shot coming through, and T1, they will start off this map 3-0.
Just 3 players working in unison so well here for T1.
The problem for me was the banter of water. I didn't see Goldie by shoot, and I don't know. We'll take care of it on the round, bro.
Well, getting involved. The next Curate just going to be able to watch
Yes, give me
the
like
screen's
a few minutes.
angle. Get that
Just
final
go wash my face and come to what?
The crowd echoing his cheers. But already,
BRB. Sorry,
breaks. 3-0 beginning. Not what G2 were likely anticipating coming into this one. Because while T1, you know, they did play close to Gen G on that icebox. They managed to make it a 13-11 in the loss. The comp was still looking disjointed. A lot of that came down to just pure aim, you know, some util combos, but for the most part, it was just a lot of good shooting. So having T1 come out the gate and be able to start things off with a 3-0, that is not what G2's looking for. So timeout, going to be burned nice and early here, wanting to just go ahead and course correct, not let this get out of hand.
And you could make the argument that G2 might have an idea how to play against the Reyna comp because they have. Crew does run Reyna on this map. They did play it earlier in the playoffs in Americas, but it's a very different comp that Crew runs. They run the double initiator. They run the Gecko and the KO, whereas this is, you know, wildly different. You got essentially, you know, 2 Sentinels with the Sage and the Chamber, so it's a very different look that T1's going to bring you on the back of that Reyna. Yeah, there's still kind of the dismisses and the other things that Reyna can do, but the follow-up behind it is going to be a lot more playing for trades, a lot more looking for some long-angle fights with that Chamber, things like that that we're already seeing come into play.
And it's already just been, overall, very clean. I mean, Rossi's the only one who's died on T1. He's died in every single round. So Cash being banked up by the rest of these players. Leaf, they deep, work forward, but as they continue to poke and prod, Icy gets taken down. Leaf is going to be good for 1, does take out X-Curate. That operator going to have to be carried over into the next round. Unless the rest of G2 can try to clutch this one up. Lear up over the top, did get the blind there on the trend. The drop in, a side player playing this aggressively. And he's starting to do it disrespectfully as well. Couple shots there. Onto the corpses. Jonah P trying to see if he can get anything done here with that Marshall. The slow orb to stave him off. Izu around the back, finds it. Doesn't even need to use the dismiss, but he's like, man, I got money. Goes ahead and pops it, and that is going to be T1 still looking good. But this is the round that we expect that timeout is going to be preparing for. And see how things look with some more rifles back into the hands of G2.
Well, you can see that I think G2 already trying to get in the heads of T1 a little bit by getting aggressive, getting ahead of these plants, because this is something that you can't do against this comp as easily, especially because of the Sage Wall. Give them that extra space where they can kind of set up, and Sai has just been an absolute menace around that plant site. He is just mowing people down as they try to come from rafters and back site. And you got to find ways to deal with that. You got to get util in their faces, but a little bit of a change of pace here for the side of T1. I'm really curious how quickly Jonah P is going to start rotating as well. Has this been all A all the time for T1? They haven't shown you any different looks yet.
Not at all. Doing the team secret strat. Just go A over and over again. But now we have this about to be basically quad push coming down through mid with a join in from Jonah over at green. Isu eating a bit of damage there as the nanoswarms are going to be popped, and now we're also going to be investing that Viper's Pit. Valen, the rest of the team now arriving. They have managed to avoid that trademark.
3 coming from the flank though, so a lot of pressure here for Saya.
The trademark actually put in shallowly, so they're able to just push their way forward and not have to alert that at all. Saya, I don't think he's going to be ready for this at all. He's got a couple players just above him, but they're also not checking for him. Finds the one, but it's not going to be able to find a follow-up. Valen does strike him down. 3v4, Excurate, off in hand, good for one, tries to pivot, tries to look over to the right-hand side, but he ends up falling, and now it's just Rossi here in the pit. He's bought a decent amount of time, he still has these bites. He's trying to counter-rotate back around here from the front, finds the first, finds the second, and that is going to be the Red Bull clutch as Rossi gets himself 3, and T1 get up to 5.
Sublime timing here from Rossi. Just gets ahead of Jonah P as he tries to enter that Viper's Pit. Wraps around, lets him start defusing, completely catches him off guard. Phenomenal play here. Got to that ult pretty quickly. Died a lot early on, but that means he's going to have a little bit of earlier access to that ult, and yeah, just not aware of it. I like the change here from G2, sending a lot of players to the flank, but it was pretty well read by T1's Excurate.
Reaming for the operator.
Yep. As he should.
You're about to be cash capped. But obviously, build up as much as you possibly can. Now, another disjointed buy here for the side of G2. They do have that Thrash. They have that Reckoning online. It's just 2 Stingers, 2 Bulldogs, and a Sheriff.
But think
what
about
kind of damage they can find. And it looks like, yeah, Excurate does readjust his trademark. Knows that he misplaced it last time.
Yep. And think about how nice this is for T1, that they were able to get that pit ahead of these 2 ults that are so good at clearing it. So the ult cycle really working in the favor of T1 right now. They have the res as well.
Oh, and Carpe has the read. He knew that they could just go ahead and smoke this off as Carpe comes up with 3. Jonah finally does put an end to it, puts him down, finds himself a second with a nice headshot. As Leaf able to get up close, brings us a hell of a lot closer than we could have possibly anticipated. So he decides to try to play this one out, but as he drops down onto the site, Saya player will be able to finish him off. So 6-0, T1 continuing on their merry way.
And this time it's an even earlier positioning to deal with this late flank for T1. It's going to be Carpe showing us some flashy shots. That transition onto that second player was phenomenal.
Let's go.
And T1 here, again, pace of play going to be quick between these 2 teams. They like to get those plants down early. They like to get into those
6-0, what the hell?
as comfortably as they
What the
can.
fuck, 6-0?
Now ults across the board here for G2. This is borderline and must-win round on this map.
Got 5 just about ready to go as Trent is 1 charge away from having that. He gets himself lurched forward. A little bit of spray though. They're suspecting that, but as Isu goes rushing forward, he's just going to be blinded up by the Dizzy, and Icy is able to take him down. No covering fire, no real reinforcement. Everybody else just staved off by that Reckoning off the rip. So very nicely done there by Valen to get them an early advantage.
Look how quick T1 is rotating here, and I thought maybe G2 was going to mirror them, but they're not. They're going to clear that utility. That's going to alert them to T1's presence. How comfortably is T1 going to be able to get this plant down?
They're still going to be able to get here with a good amount of time because these nanoswarms do come through. It does delay them a bit, but now the wall can come into play. As the plant will be right here on the default corner. Coming through, Hunter's Fury as well now opened up, just interrupts that one, not allowing for Saya player to go ahead and win it. So Spike still not out. Thrash does go forward.
Or is it?
Right now, T1, I mean, maybe feeling committed to this position, especially as that pit is now coming through. It's G2 throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this site, but T1, they want to bail out, they want to rotate back, and Leaf, somewhat suspecting this, is starting to rotate back into A.
And he's got that lockdown if they start coming this way. He can buy even more time. He can push them into more uncomfortable angles. Love this.
But he's in such a deep position. He needs to come away with kills. He needs to find the
Leaf can
surprise.
hear everything.
He wants that lockdown.
Bhai, Leaf ka game hai.
But now the swarm is coming through. There's
Oh no!
the perfect timing for Rossi to come up over the top. Takes him out. Now that lockdown, not going to be seen. Shock Dart's starting to try and delay. Plant going to be coming through. Wingman gets the spot on the one there down below, and Carpe just plus forwards and kills off 2.
7-0.
Jonah now, the last one standing. And this has been a catastrophic round for G2. He gets the spot onto 1, but Carpe breaks line of sight. They still have 5 players alive.
What happened, bro? Comac phone je Rockstar.
Can he do anything here? Can he find damage? They suspect that he's going to be coming through from that A main side. They might be up on belt, and yeah, I think he just has to save. He's going to see.
Did they take a timeout check?
Exit, maybe try to catch that frag here.
Did they take a timeout check?
But if he doesn't survive with this weapon, then it's even more catastrophic.
And all the ults they invested in this round. I mean, I guess the slightly good news is he didn't lose the lockdown. I mean,
Sure.
I don't know what, if it was worth it. I thought for sure Leaf was going to be in a position there. Okay, Jonah B's going to get one. That's
we'll find
one.
to come through here.
G2's pissed. G2's
still
pissed.
no closer to a round victory for G2 as T1 continue to run away with this icebox. You see spirits still relatively high here for the squad. Some smiles on their faces, but certainly not in a position that they want to be in at the moment. And it seemed like it was very much in their hands. The start was great, that early reckoning, catching them off guard, finding the punish onto Izu, and just stopping that potential res from coming in. It felt like every single ult investment from G2 was pretty much perfectly timed to interrupt that plan, to get that hit, to stop them from getting back into the site. All they were missing was that lockdown, being used in a more defensive position to stop him from getting into A.
recommend हो रहा है भाई फोन में नहीं देखता हूँ भाई मैं
I thought for sure.
दूसरा फोन में देखता हूँ जिसमें ट्विटर है ही
Quick
नहीं
up on the pipe, but my God, what a shot from Icy.
Another first blood for him. Saya, quick to reply, does manage to find Jonah. So Icy now just going to get tucked along here into the corner. And the pace very much gets slowed down.
What would I suggest G2 should do? G2 should make sure that they stop with the proactiveness, and then they're playing really proactively on defense, right? Maybe try a different approach on defense. Maybe stop playing proactive.
Looking for these late lurks potentially. Let's see, with the spike is Saya. He's kind of drifting around there on belt for now. Nobody really moving a muscle with no contact on either side. A re-up of the high tide here for Valen.
I mean, G2 is fairly convinced that they're still going to be in this site. They have no reason to suspect otherwise. That alarm bot is still sat over at B. And nothing's been seen by Leaf. Yeah, quick heal, quick clear on that recon as the wall falls. And this is the moment now for T1 to try to strike. A lot of detail dumped into the corner, and there it is, the snake bite does flush out Icy. Really good awareness here from T1. Rossi going to be taken down. Trent is able to put that Vandal to use for at least one kill, but can he find more? There's the jiggle from Carpe. Knows that there's going to be another, and it's a bit of a 50-50 for him, but
Timeout
Carpe
low
just
hai,
goes into the challenge, gets the headshot. It's now 8-0 for T1.
Well, I mean, credit to G2 for doing their homework on Breeze. Credit to T1 for doing their homework on this map. I mean, they are reading every single position so nicely. The shot dart into the snake bite combo with the slow there. Yeah, no, there's no chance there. They just knew his position. He's just dead. With the slow orb there as well, he can't get out. I mean, it's just unbelievable the way they're reading the map right now. Every time G2 wants to take an angle, every time G2 wants to take a fight, T1 is one step ahead of them, cutting them off. Just so
मेरे को वॉच पार्टी से अभी क्यों कर रहा हो, क्या लेना देना है, दिल से बताता हूँ भाई. Watch parties, the English rights that you get for watch parties in India are very very limited, बहुत limited है. And I'm just happy that I've gotten the rights क्योंकि मेरे को मैच देखने में मजा आता है और हिंदी कमेंट्री उतना अच्छा नहीं लगता है. It's not that Hindi casters are bad, it is just that my preferred language of choice is English because मोटा कैसा है तू, ये मोटा, ये आरफा तेरा बाप का काया में ये.
And your big guns are being absolutely shut down right now for G2. Valen and Leaf.
मेरे को कोरिया विरिया जापान किधर नहीं जाने का. जापान वैसे भी VLT टीम जीतने के बाद हमको लेके जाएंगे, मुमकिन है हमारा. हाय कायरा, हाउ यू डूइंग? टू बी ऑनेस्ट मैं नहीं जा सकता रे. I can't go, bro.
Right time.
I am not that big of a streamer. I am not very influential in the gaming community. It's the truth.
Just in case.
Hi, Kush, I'm
tried
good.
to push out early for G2, but still have that lockdown for Leaf. Let's see if that's part of what this timeout was about. I suspect it is. He's been sitting on it for a bit.
Just Fury on the open. Carpe looking to see if he can catch anybody here. Just barely splits the difference there, so unable to find the tag on the Trent. Lockdown now as well, trying to buy some space. Saya, can he get out of it in time? Yes, he does. So the detain, not going to be found playing that one. On a razor's edge is T1, but Extra now going to be taken down. Leaf starting to come up a little bit That's the operator now dealt with. Izu trying to find a pacey timing, goes up, gets the dismiss out, sees a couple other players, but now Leaf comes away with the second. Saya going to be taken down, but Izu as well, equalizing, gets that kill. Off shot taken out into Carpe's hands, unable to find the value there. Recon cleared, nothing spotted, sees the legs of Icy, but cannot find the kill, and Rossi cannot get the clutch. G2 will at long last get themselves on the board.
And even though that's read pretty well there by T1, that was a conscious decision to invest that Hunter's Fury before the lockdown came down, because they knew they had the timing to get Saya player back out after he puts the plant down. I mean, a lot of teams aren't going to get aggressive off the back of their lockdowns these days. They're going to wait it out, because you can never count other teams out of getting aggressive towards you, trying to clear potentially that lockdown or get a free pick and leave. So they have to play back. T1 tries to take advantage of it, but it gives G2 enough comfort to get their angles, to get their shooting under control. A couple just off the mark shots from Xcurate hurts there as well for T1. Usually pretty steady with that op. This time around, just a little bit off the mark. However, the money, obviously very, very good. A little bit of congestion, though, at the front of the orb is still T1 continuing their march forward towards A, and G2 is going to opt to play a little bit further back, giving up that front part of the site, just like they did on the pistol round.
Drone for drone, but I mean, right now, Trent, he is spotting out everything. No ambiguity once again here for T1. Shock dart lobbed in. Not going to get the connection there.
T1 hasn't needed the ambiguity, though. There hasn't, haven't really needed to have much.
चैट बत्तू के पास अलग फोन है
Ball
जिसमें
set
वो
up. There's the
लिखता है
reveal of the TP out.
Why you ended previous stream मेरे को
Time
previous
to get
stream का
from
title
Extra,
गलत था
self-safe. They're also kind of
That's
hoping
me only
that
because
this
of you
maybe
and Jad Gang वापस गेम
fakes that
देखना
somebody else
शाहरुख
is
किया
in
वरना
that
मैं
forward
2020
position.
में इंटरेस्ट
Isu
खत्म
stays
हो
tucked
जाता
in.
है
He's able to find a headshot. Dismisses forward, just checking for more info. Cuts back, Lear now going to be sent out, and spots out
भाई
two.
क्या मार रहे हैं इजू
There, as he goes up on top of the wall, and Leaf does manage to shut that down. Rossi, though, ready to invest. The pick coming through. Xcurate re-peeking, finds Jonah, and he knew
भाई
that
क्या
Leaf had
खेल
already
रहे
worked his
T1
way into
हेलो
the site, so they know that he's in
bro
this
where
kind of
did this
position.
T1 go last
They're
game bro
a bit wanting from Xcurate, though, given how low he was. And so
where
going
did
down,
this T1 go last game I want to know
find more. There's the headshot. As he gets himself 3, it would be an ace clutch for him to get G2 a second round win. We've already seen him get an ace on that Breeze map. All on his lonesome, jumps across to the opposite side. They hear this. They should roughly kind of know where he's going to be positioned, but as he pushes up into the smoke, Carpe with a shorty will be able to put him down. Not giving him any more wiggle room. They shut it out. That's T1 now, 9-1.
Yeah, loving the way that Izu's been playing this Reyna in the last couple of rounds. Gets the kill, uses
But when will
the
Split 2
dismiss to
start?
get information
Split 2
immediately.
is going to
the
start
Lear
this month,
follow-up.
bro.
Goes on top of the wall, Leaf's ready for it, but now Xcurate finding value with that op. Something missing out of the previous round, something that is hitting in this round for T1. That is a difference maker for sure, because you can't let Leaf get hot, as we saw on Breeze. He could start taking over maps. At this point, though, 9-1 for T1.
अभी क्या लगता है चैट कमबैक है हाँ ना इतना ही लिखना आपको if you agree with me that there is going to be a comeback and G2 on top baby हाँ never mind मैं खुद बोल रहा हूँ ना
Does get
छोड़ दो
invested, but it's
मैं
not going to be able to come up with
देख
any detains. I see he's been fairly clean with a sheriff shot so far, but the first couple just not being given the space. He's not being given the timing to try to set up for them. He falls, and Rossi reads the lurk decently well, just can't quite connect the shots. Takes a bit of damage, but it's going to be Xcurate, the IGL, pick it up.
They're annihilating them.
T1 up to double digits.
And now
Only
T1
G2
is
comeback.
hitting their win
I like
conditions.
it
It's great executes, they're great awareness as well, but now Xcurate starting to heat up with that op. Is if a player on T1, whether it be Saya or Xcurate, starts hitting their op shots, starts getting those opportunities, forget it. They are too good with it, and it's really hard to deal with.
Who is watching stream, don't forget to have a like and sub. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Plant on B. The one that they tried. Interrupted.
You want me to cast on round,
It's been nothing but
will you judge me?
Like I said,
will you judge my casting? Do you want me to cast on round?
They're just reading G2 so well. Tour de force.
Tour de force at the ready, but Trent able to shut it down. Icy fighting one. There's the res to try to bring Xcurate back in, but still, T1 bleeding out multiple players. Leaf forward spot, but Rossi snappy with it, finds that headshot. As T1 look for an 11-1.5.
G2 literally trying everything to do, but getting shut down from all sides, left, right, and center. They don't able. देखा कि नहीं पहन English. They're not able to do anything in spite of putting up that stellar performance on map 1. G2 seems like a different team, a different module coming into play. T1 reading them perfectly, doing everything on the greater side. getting it to 10-1 on G2's map pick. This is a sight to behold, guys. This is a sight to behold.
As a team here, yes, they have the leers,
Chupu,
but you don't have the
Samajh gaya
ability to
chupu.
sort of
Chupu,
clear
chupu.
deeper angles. So these
Sorry.
close quarters,
Samajh
angle,
gaya
of
main.
course, it works into the Reyna
Samajh
as
gaya
well. You know, the Sage works a treat here. Not sure if that was if he was supposed to raise him up or not, but
Jonah P left it to 2v2. Jonah takes him down, but Wasi says, you can't take my friend down and still stay alive. But look at this friend getting caught off guard because of the LC, and the half goes to T1. 11-1 on the second map, being one map down. I think this is what Masters is all about, guys. I think this is what Masters is all about. Showing relentless force when it comes to doing everything. But the first few picks were trend by Go, taking down Exterior with the Churi first, but not a much of impact coming in because Sage got him up and back in no time. But yes, Steven Rossi's not letting his friend go down in vain. What a round coming up. 1-11. A beautiful half coming in from the side of T1. The way that the G2's been playing proactively, I guess it's not been working out the great for them. And hopefully, maybe winning them the pistol round is going to put a few souls back in their place and a few happy की माँ की आंख जो नहीं आता है बतुरा कास्टिंग तू छोड़ दे काय को करना है तू नहीं आता बतुरा तेरे को sorry guys
Yeah, literally. A is the name of the game. I mean, I was surprised, right? Because I see G2's name in the server, and back
You
in
can't see
the
the
game when they
kills,
were
sorry.
competing there, they would be the ones going A
Completely
all the
different team,
time.
by the
Yeah,
way.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But he was so surprising and so consistent at the same time. We wanted to take a look at this one.
I
Round
think,
number
guys,
7, because this is after
in my
they had a
opinion
cross-
at least it was a 4-10 करता था मैं पहले. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a caster in CSGO. My last event that I casted was PGX Chennai. After that I stopped casting because if I shout a lot I start bleeding through my nose. And hopefully I think last map में तभी cast किया था, पता है कौन कौन खेल रहा था. Global Esports was playing against Orgless 5. Orgless 5 में Antidote, YB, Hunter, Haiwan और फिफ्थ कौन था याद नहीं है, कोई तो थे भाई. और जी के सामने खेल रहे थे. जी उस टाइम में हेलेफ रेक्सी वगैरह वगैरह खेल रहे थे.
There was
और कप्पा भाई कैसे हो?
there's no there's
That's
literally
not
nothing
what
that
I'm
G2 could do. Like we saw so many different approaches
Wait,
to,
7?
to
Oh,
how they
7's
wanted
decent,
to
dude.
change the
That was
rounds
actually
up.
decent.
Even pushing through mid, pushing through B, being a little bit more aggressive on it, leaving the space, playing through for retake.
Age क्या है रे तेरा?
Nothing was
25.
working.
Yeah, nothing was working. And
I think
even,
Badoo Mamba
yeah,
is
Coach
not
on a
as
big
good as an
call.
English caster.
Right.
did
He
call
was
it.
like,
Mamba-
you know,
Mamba's
we know
great,
that they don't
dude.
like
The
to
way
play
Mamba's,
that no duelist comp,
words
so
are put
we're
up,
just going to go
insane,
ahead and
dude.
just burst onto the
Insane.
site, and they managed to do
But
that
to be
round
honest,
after-
with the way I see myself right now, I think I can put up to be a really good host. I mean, I really hope somebody gives me an opportunity to host once, man. I'm pretty sure I can kill that because I don't need to think as fast as my casting. Universe is good too. Universe is great. Hyderabad कब जा रहा है? Hyderabad में ही हूँ.
We workshop this.
I could actually
quite
be a good
Didn't
host.
have to change the comp, just change who plays what. Next curate.
He's not even falling back. His blood is cold.
Chamber pushes forward, finds that.
X-Kid is pushing forward to take that pick. His blood is cold and he doesn't want to go back. But look at this, a quick rotation towards the other side. But this win is going to be such a crucial thing for them because they have a long way to come back. It's a long ladder. Even losing one of the stairs is going to cost them the round. One small mistake and they're done and dusted. Poof. Next to map 3, Lotus. Look at this, Rossi trying everything. Rossi does spot Trent, gives the information. His battalion is back into B side to help him. But look at this, can they get the plan down? Pretty much an easy plan coming in because of IC's little boy. But look at this, Valiant stuck in the slow. That could cost him not. But no, Valiant actually minimizes the deal taken because of the one kill. But Jonah trades one. Jonah gets the information of one more. The drone coming in by Carpe tags one, but the only good for one. But look at this, executed. Nobody's expecting him. This could be a matter of timing, but no, executed. Goes for one, good for two, good for three. And he seals down the round for T1, putting them on 12-1. Total abomination coming from the side of T1. Oh my God, we have officially logged in for Master Shanghai 2024 match number 2. अच्छा था ये last time से ये थोड़ा decent था. Last time से ये थोड़ा decent था.
Hunter.
Last
as
time
the
से ये थोड़ा
sheriff.
decent था guys.
Oh my goodness.
Does it with Leafs Sheriff.
That's
Last time
unbelievable.
से ज़्यादा decent था.
Bringing the
भाई
Pacific
undefeated
Anthem
है.
over to Master
ये बढ़िया था
Shanghai.
guys. दिल से ये बढ़िया था.
The only thing I could fault T1 in that round was Saya over.
Oh, I said
that
match
was
too,
about
so the
it.
map
I
too.
mean, it was just great map
Give
control
me the
there.
best actor.
With how
Oh, of course.
Xspirit is
Okay,
able to
bata
push
rahe,
out
okay,
control
isi
in front of
copy
A so well.
मैं थोड़ी
And then
कास्ट करूँ
Rossi
भाई
has a great read
अच्छा
to
किसकी
fall
काड़ा
back
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
after
ಗೊತ್ತು
Silo. I
ಕಾಣ
mean, it's
ನನಗೆ
just, other than that, it's really well played there by T1. I mean, they're in firm control of that round in terms of the info game, in terms of the shooting.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗೊತ್ತು ಕಾಣ
Everything was them.
My only
Okay,
criticism
sir,
was
okay,
that it
stop
wasn't
here,
another ace for Xgrit. He let somebody else get a kill. Could have had back to
That's
back.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But now, obviously, the force up here for G2.
आपका रियल है आशीष
Even then, still not that strong.
Hey chat, how about you
Can
go
do some
to
significant damage,
you
but
go
they're
and
gonna
bring your
occupied
friends to the
a bit more
stream.
up close and personal.
Correct.
As that wingman plant comes in, nothing to stop it, nothing to dissuade it. Wingman looks to be recovered. Saya player just inching his way out, just taking pot shots, trying to see if he can find any kind of straight connection, do some damage before they really start with this
Three
retake.
castle was something
Just
very
that
happy
Gecko
at
utility left. Shock dart keeps players at bleed temporarily, but they got all the info.
Thrown to the spot, easy to try to lead the charge. He does end up falling down. Aggressive
Oh,
play.
executed, hello?
Execute with a no-scope outlaw headshot. What a snappy reaction from him. Either way, they continue to storm their way forward. And his
Katam.
Valorant, he was the last one standing.
Katam.
He does fall. T1, damn near perfection on
Katam.
Icebox as they close this out 13-1. They are not going
Katam,
quite
babe.
quietly into the night. They are fighting back in a major way, and they are extending this series to a third and final map.
I mean, a map that they had been afraid to play until the lower finals, the very last.
Crazy bro, Tamil done, Telugu done, Hindi done, English done, Kannada done, what language next? കുറച്ച് മലയാളം അറിയാണ്. I can understand a little bit of Malayalam and Kannada. Such a strong map for G2. Comma, I think T1 is asking you to say पक्का के लिए आड़को. भाई ये बंदा easy ऐसा नहीं दिख रहा तुम लोग को. स्कैरी है, उसका नाम कुछ और है. नहीं रे, स्कैरी नहीं. ब्लीड किधर है? यार वो ब्लीड का प्लेयर कौन था यार? Guys, who's that bleed player, bro? Who's that bleed player? Wait, let me put YT music. Who's that bleed player, bro? Batu channel safe है ना यार? Hi bro, we can. मराठी next. मराठी मध्ये मराठी तुझे मालूम. मराठी में गालियाँ आती भाई. मजबूत. जूसी. ये बंदा वैसे नहीं दिख रहा. ये दो लोग सेम नहीं दिख रहे. सेम नहीं दिख रहे चैट. सेम नहीं दिख रहे. गैस सेम तो दिख रहे. सेम तो दिख रहे. कुछ भी बोलो. They look like doppelgangers, guys. Not gonna lie. हाँ कि नहीं? Wait, for real? अरे भाई, सिमिलैरिटीज तो है यार एक दूसरे के. What up, Srija? जूसी और बत्तू सेम दिख रहे. वाह भाई, ये तो अलग ही ला रहे भाई. बोलता है जूसी और बत्तू सेम. वाह भाई. ओ रियुगा, व्हाट अप?
Oh, so suddenly you're poison the air I breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones. I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking. So get yourself to safety. 'Cause baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the warning, pray.
स्किन टोन दिया, स्किन टोन दिया है। तू कब जा रहा है शंघाई? तुझे बुलाया ऑफिशियल वॉच पार्टी करने के लिए भाई। इतने सालों बाद पहली बार वॉच पार्टी का राइट्स मिला है और तू बोल रहा है शंघाई बुला रहे मेरे को वॉच पार्टी करने। Did you eat? No. I had. I mean, I did eat. I ate at IKEA. By the way, close friends वाली स्टोरी अभी तक रिवील नहीं किया। अरे यार क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में नहीं है यार। टीमोन वगैरह सब है, मैं क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में डालता ही नहीं हूँ। मेरा प्राइवेट अकाउंट और है क्या है? दो मेरा प्राइवेट अकाउंट है दूसरा वाला, उसमें करता हूँ। बूट कैम्प में है जी, बूट कैम्प। Third map predictions. G2 13-8. G2 wins 13-8 is my prediction. What is the third map? The map after the second map. Lotus. lordbathura का क्या मीनिंग क्या है? मीनिंग कुछ नहीं है रे। रुक गाइस, फाटू बुलाया डिस्कॉर्ड पे।
और बुत्तू क्या कांड करा आपने? ओ बुत्तू
बाऊ
क्या कांड करा आपने? मतलब आपको इतनी ठरक पना है कि आप बबले दिखा रहे हो ऑन स्ट्रीम, वो भी एक VCT ऑफिशियल।
ऐसे ही स्क्रॉल कर रहा था यार, पता नहीं किधर से आए। वो भी एक किसी का रिप्लाई में आ चुके थे भाई। कोई एक ट्वीट देख रहा था कुछ वैलोरेंट रिलेटेड।
बबले दिख रहे हैं
भाई। कुछ नहीं भाई, माँ कसम जो गांड फटी फटाक से स्ट्रीम एंड करके ये कर दिया भाई। कितना अच्छा लग रहा था मालूम, पता है? वो नहीं बबले नहीं छूतिए भाई। वॉचिंग आ रहा था भाई अच्छा खासा, और पहला 40 मिनट्स में 2K व्यूज हो गया। पहला 40 मिनट्स में भाई। वो बहुत दिनों बाद आया भाई ऐसा। तो एंड कर दिया अभी, क्या कर रहा अभी एंड कर।
अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, फिर से आ जाएगी।
What about how you doing? भाई फिंकी दी लेफ्ट पर तू उनका खाना मैं कहा गया था रे। उनका खाना कहा गया मैं। हेलो कुछ नहीं, टीवर का टॉप लेन बचता गया। वाह भाई ये भी ठीक है। अब्रार I'll tell off stream bro. ना 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 ना।
Gore pit that you find yourself in, but the
And they
mental
tried.
prison
They
that
tried.
you're in. I mean, they certainly did. They certainly did. They had no other choice.
Hey chat,
Uh,
I have a small help
obviously,
to ask you
a
guys.
very
Mods, can you bring
well-executed
up the
game there
Discord?
by T1. You saw him the
Mods, can you bring up the Discord command and the Insta command? Let them join if they want to, and let them follow if they want to. That'll be good.
to give it to X-Curate there.
It's poetic, right? Like he gets the first one with the handhunter, then he gets the sheriff and gets onto 3 more kills to secure the pistol round. Didn't even need it.
No.
They could have given away some rounds, put some makeup onto that.
Can you guys join Discord?
Not gonna happen.
Pin kar do. I don't think I can pin it during this thing. Exclamation Insta as well, chat, or exclamation OnlyFans. You can write both.
Because we did see some changes from T1. Played this, they busted out the neon on this and the composition.
Thank you, Sahil.
13, maybe they decide that it's not the way to go.
Yeah.
It's one of the maps that I definitely between these two teams, it feels like more evened out. I think that Lotus, first of all, is a gorgeous map.
रुक डीसी आया। ओ शिट, मैं फाटू के साथ हो रही होगा उसका डीसी में यार। उसको पूछना पड़ेगा मेरे को।
Rotation, I think
Lunch, I had lunch, bro. I mean, I went to IKEA and came. I had food there.
3 sides.
Ice cream తింటే వాళ్ళు తినిపోయా. నువ్వు తిను, మాకు ఎందుకు ఇస్తావు? నాకంటే దొడ్డి ముక్కి ఉంటావు నువ్వు. I'm your OG, bro. You're my pawn, Kalyan.
On the preparation side, if they have two compositions ready, this would be the perfect moment to go for the wild card. Because if G2 is so prepared for Lotus as they were for that Breeze, they will be prepared for the usage of the chamber. Also, something to mention, remember that we're in the patch where Viper has been nerfed, and I think that in that icebox we could see it, because Jonapi did not have that much versatility to counter what was going on. If he uses one snake, but it's gone.
Yeah, the agent's very limited.
Gone. Like whatever you use is committed, and I think that that was a very small showing, and we're going to see even more on Lotus.
Yeah, that was, you could see how the agent is now been really restricted from before just being able to do so many things and contribute so much to the team. Yeah, exactly. Now it's just not going to be the case.
Exclamation GF
T1 coming into this Lotus, you know, despite the fact that G2, you know, they have a pretty decent Lotus as well. I think T1's riding all this momentum. It's really going to be up to the gentlemen you see on the screen there, the coaches, to get this team.
%59% win rate is not bad. They lost 213 and 313 to PERIPHERALS. Now guys, I think it is the G2 time. I think it's G2 time, chat. I actually think it's G2 time, not gonna lie. %64%. They won Leviathan 13-10, they won Cloud9 13-6. Okay guys, I think it's hi R advance, how you doing? Nice command by activity. They won against EDG also, yeah. I predict 13-7 for T1. Guys, as I told you, it's a 13-8 game for G2.
Onto the chamber.
It's a 13-8 game
this has
for
been,
G2, guys.
calling it a crutch map does seem a little bit harsh for T1, but this has been where they like to play. This has been their bread and butter throughout the entirety of stage 1, even back into kickoff. But there's plenty of tape to have been studied.
And I was so hoping we get to see this map between these two teams, because G2 has been absolutely phenomenal so far this year, or this stage on Lotus. They beat C9, they beat Leviathan in the run back in the lower finals, they beat Furia, they beat EG. A little bit of contention here outside of A main, as G2 going to start on the attacker's side this time. Looking for those angles, gets a spot. Carpe though, takes a little bit of damage, just going to opt to fall back. Some rotations coming through. Saya sliding over for T1, but G2, typical G2 fashion, didn't really like what they saw. Smoke coming up, and going to use that opportunity to rotate around. Maybe think about a B pivot or a C pivot. Let's see what they want to go for.
G2 will lose. Yo, what? Yo, stop with all the hate of G2, man. Managing model na isko yo, is it? Alcohol license.
For G2 that could be the more challenging part of the map.
Casual
sliding over. Isu ready with that paranoia.
Util
dumped here by G2 for essentially nothing, and Valen just goes in and sees nothing, and he's like, don't like it. We're not getting any contact. Oh, there's some contact.
There's what it is. Excurate finding the headshot with a headhunter there on to leave. Tap on the door. Here's all these footsteps. He knows that there's plenty more players. But still T1.
One more. Excurate takes one more, guys.
But he coming in.
Shit.
Quite stabilized. Those follow-up shots. Paint shells going in a little bit deep, and shot through.
Oh, Carpe, nice trades.
But Carpe arrives. Cleans up 2. Icy. Trent now dead. A 4v2. As G2 look to try to get this pistol. Take some big moments from him, but now Jonah taken down. Saya finds a headshot. Valen trying to creep up, but he just doesn't check over to the right. Rossi was just right
after this game, so night market. Oh yeah, for sure.
Finds the finishing shot, and that's going to be T1. getting themselves a pistol round win once more.
Yes,
Yeah, and it's a fantastic job here by T1.
Yes, will you join? No.
In
Na
the
dodi
first
నేను
place
చూసుకుంటా,
of
మీ దొడ్డి
securing
నేను చూసుకుంటా.
all the information of where their
ఇప్పుడు
players
దూరంగా
mostly
ఉన్నావు
are
శ్రీజ,
positioned.
నేను
They
ఏం
saw
కావాలంటే అది
Carpe at the
మాట్లాడతాను.
beginning of the round.
నువ్వే
That
దొడ్డి
was
శ్రీజ,
about
ఏం
it
చేస్తావు?
until they reaggressed towards A.
దొడ్డి
They got
నువ్వే.
taken down by Excurate. Then they decide, okay, well, we just got to go for this. Let's push. And yeah, Excurate
I am
not
far
able
away.
to find any more kills, but that buys enough time for Carpe to slide up into A heaven from that rope, get a big double kill. And
Yo,
that's
wait,
just kinda
what is this
messy there.
lineup?
The
Where does this
2v4
go? Where does this
for
lineup go,
T2
chat?
Can't really find the angle.
P वाला है क्या ये?
At that point, T1 has rotated in. The reinforcements arrive, and the round goes the way of T1 to start.
Great mark there to try and delay, but Carpe just dragging across, able to find Icy, sprays in to clean up Trent as well. 2 quick kills found, paint chills lobbed in. Fallon just having to stay flush against that door. Keep quiet and try to keep his life intact.
He has a diamond
Swing in.
gold body. I mean,
He's
diamond
gonna
body.
have to hit that one. Swing onto the corner. It's a double stack, high-low. Excurate able to find that kill.
But why Pinky released? I ate all of her food, bro. She
Any
didn't
kind of
like it.
additional damage dealt here is going to prove to be so incredibly difficult. Couple shots into the smoke, though. Very much reading the tendencies there of Isu incredibly well. Fallon will find that a limb, but as the door opens up, Carpe will get himself a third. Rossi hits a piece of the pie as well. It's a damn near flawless here. T1 move up 2-0.
Whack?
Yeah,
No, it's kind of
just
expected,
a
dude.
very nice hold here early by
Kind of
Carpe.
expected, man.
Catches the raise mid-flight.
That reach,
then
that
able
change
to
of position
track down
because
some
of the
those
one bit
shots
was
that are coming through
selection.
that toxic
भाई
screen
कितने लोग वो wooting
very
keyboard use
nicely.
कर रहे हैं, देख रहे हो?
And that's making the round incredibly difficult for G2. Yeah, they get a couple kills, but you're
Did you
getting
guys
that early
see
op once again.
how
You
many
can
people
see
are
that
using
T1, I
wooting?
saw it in their money.
भाई
Excurate had 2,000 credits.
अन्ना वो वूटिंग कीबोर्ड को सेकेंडरी कीबोर्ड जैसे यूज करके सिर्फ स्ट्रीमिंग पीसी में लगाया भाई. अन्ना वूटिंग कीबोर्ड में यूज ही नहीं कर रहे भाई. अन्ना वो वूटिंग वाले को.
Got to be expecting it.
ओए
That
मिस
shot
कैसे
for
हुआ
T1.
यार?
Yeah, right at the base of Icy's feet. He does manage to stay alive. Couple shots across over towards Baby Door to see if he can catch anybody trying to lurk up behind that Viper wall.
$200 का है.
Otherwise,
$200
it's
is
again
actually
just a
affordable.
bit of explosive
Affordable
openers,
isn't actually
shots
decent.
and util
Oh shit.
exchange. And now shift back across the opposite side of the map, but where Rossi is looking to intercept. Paranoia sent, swing onto the corner. Izu able to find one. Rossi gets the other. Izu will not be allowed to escape. Trent does find that kill. Sigma to try to hold them at range, but Rossi now needs to get himself out of a bit of a dicey situation. Just goes in for the challenge.
If
Doesn't
the
have
nade
to
wasn't
make
there, he would
shot,
have
but
gotten the
still
second kill.
Secures them the
But
man
look at that.
advantage.
What a quick rotation coming in from Carpe Bay.
HP. Trent is well tagged
Oh
down to
shit.
85.
But they do expect him
He is
obviously.
versus a Vandal and Op.
Oh wait, I don't think they're expecting him.
All these players.
Oh shit, they're trying to catch the crossway.
Still.
I don't think they're
Slight
expecting
pause,
Carpe to be
T1
in
has
such an
firm
upright
control of
position.
the map. Sai
Oh
over
shit,
it.
yeah, they're not expecting
He
Carpe.
knows that they're still just going to come pushing as Carpe
They're not expecting
will
Carpe.
continue. This has been a whale of a start for him as once more T1 similar scenes to Ice Box.
The exterior pops up with the
Fall
GG or is
3-0.
it? No.
I mean,
Technically.
they're doing such a good job of
Touchable
playing
is
quickly
in
off
the
the information that they
Yeah,
have. They're
Tinang
pushing out on the extremities of the map.
Oh
And there's a
shit.
quick back,
Oh
double
guys,
back
wait,
towards
I just
C
remembered I have desert at
over
home.
the side of
Oh shit, guys, look,
G2, and it's that
second.
paranoia
Oh, shit.
into the push-out combo for T1 that gets them that early kill advantage. And now Carpe has a nightfall in this fourth round. A little bit of a shift of position for Excurate. Here we go. Out towards Rubble. Going to be uncontested mostly by G2. And for now, quick pivot towards C. Are they going to be able to force the issue on this weaker buy with these stingers?
Excurate just here along the door. I mean, there's plenty of noise being made here. As Paranoia goes across, catches on the multiple. Izu reading it, tries to get the adjustment for that third, can't quite make it happen. Door opened up, off shots coming in. Excurate gets him right in the dome, right through the top of mound. He's now fallen, Fallon spotted, swing out, and Trent will be able to put Carpe down. His first death of the map thus far.
So it's a
Swing out
latches.
and look for these challenges.
Press latches,
Still
press
some great
latches, I
fire
don't know.
Here within the side itself. No paint shell available, does have the boom bot. But you could tell G2,
One enemy
they just
remaining.
have no comfort in this position whatsoever. Saya will pick up a two-piece there on the back end. It's T1 now 4-0.
Yeah, I like the idea here from G2, kind of sensing that T1 is trying to play some early aggression, trying to play a little bit of traps. But this time, Izu playing a little bit further back. As soon as that Prowler comes out, his paranoia follows up, gets a bunch of them, sees the player blast packing in towards
Good.
the box, I believe.
G2 is
Reads the
taking
position
timeouts, let's
nicely.
go.
Only able to get two, but still. Really nice hold from Izu to at least get two out of that position.
Yeah.
That shot from X-Curate, he is feeling it now, that's for sure.
Nasty one.
बोल रहा था G2 का मैप पे क्या हो गया कुछ भाई G2 का ही मैप है अभी भी.
Pressure now going to start mounting here.
Guys, I mean,
Jess was talking about it, how momentum, how important that can be. But we also saw, because of that icebox, how quickly momentum can come and go. T1, they're not looking to release it though. They don't want to relinquish the control that they have.
Well, when you're in that flow state, yeah, the longer you can stay in it, the better for sure. And T1 has definitely found it. Do have a nightfall for Trent coming into this next round here for G2. So let's see if they can make X-Curate uncomfortable. That's something that can cause T1 some problems. We've seen it in Pacific, where if you can keep that chamber off balance, that's when things start to get a little bit dicey for T1, when they start to crumble somewhat. And that's
you're showing it and eating. Dharma gave it to me, bro. Ask Dharma.
Teams getting, deep smokes, deep flashes to cover off some of those anticipated angles that X-Curate likes to hold. Now you got to look for those opportunities, because so far they haven't found them.
Smoke, Paranoia, going to be sent in.
G2 ही जीतेगा
Find that forward player. Rossi going to be taken down. Showstopper, he's blinded up. Can't quite get that rocket in deep enough. Ensues able to keep himself very healthy.
G2 ही जीतेगा पक्का.
Just on that left-hand side over at C. So now, not finding anything else. G2 will start to back away. X-Curate in a very far forward position.
Pacific on top, baby.
As his TP set up, but now has to be reclaimed. He knows that they're into that B site, and if he does take that TP, he's going to be dead to rights, just out in the open. So Plant now coming through. G2 with a man advantage. Can they close this out? Rush forward out of the smoke. IC finding himself a third. Shuts it down. Notes
wait,
Carpe
but why
on the opposite side of the door.
Why did Carpe shoot and show himself?
He and X-Curate to try and see if he can somehow claw this one back. Boombot cleared, paint shells lobbed in to try to cut them off.
No, but genuinely, why did Carpe shoot and show himself
the
there?
lurker, now dead.
Oh.
Still, so many angles to try to clear out. Headhunter in play there from him as Carpe going to be struck from behind. Icy now on for an ace. He moves forward, wants to try to catch that one, but X-Curate says no. Finds that kill. Now things start getting a little bit more risky for them because they still need to hold on to these weapons. So X-Curate will just go ahead, save the operator, pulls back away. G2 drift across the sides of the map, maintaining their weapons, and they get themselves on the board at long last.
Susanto, yeah.
अबे 4 second का बड़ा भाई है.
पता है भाई.
Some of that Killjoy utility that can often be kind of difficult to deal with on the B site for teams on Lotus. So you can bypass that.
What are you eating? I'm having a restless.
This time around, we're able to sneak past the defenses, the opening trade as well, but still, Josh not super happy with it. It is a round, it is a win.
Yeah.
The op still remains in X-Curate's hands. Still have the Nightfall as well, so all things considered, you're in a pretty good position now.
More closely than he wanted it to be. Icy now working his way forward over by the tree.
जो मारा ना मैंने
मारा.
Guys, किसी के पास है वो stream?
मैंने मारा.
किसी को याद है? आई on stream था.
मैंने मानता कि तू मारा है.
We'll go ahead and check forward. Try to slow things up on the approach. Showstopper as well. Side player looking to shove them back, but kill found. Easy with a nice backstab. Comes away with.
No, don't overextend. No.
Out wide. Trent does manage to find the kill.
Don't overextend, Izu. You got your.
Coming out with two. And all of a sudden, it's right back into T1's hands. Spike now dropped here on the smoke leaf. Able to find the one. Gets the taps. Absolutely gorgeous rifling from him.
Yeah.
To keep G2 in this round. Swinging out.
भाई क्या मार रहे? 1
right there in the spawn. He's inching. He's looking for it. And Saya will have it.
Oh my
Red Bull close leaf, doing everything that he could, but Saya just barely gets away with it and stops G2 from finding that second round win.
I mean, it's so interesting how fast this map is, and part of it's because T1's pushing the pace, and this time around G2 reads it pretty well, but that's just insane from Carpe. Completely changes the destiny, and you're like, okay, Leaf's turn. He's hitting some banger shots. And then it's Saya's turn. He's gonna step in and just barely one more shot, he would have lost that battle.
Pop off. You get a 2K, you get a 2K. Sharing this is extra, trying to go for.
Check on
oh no!
Quite ready for the reveal on the haunt there. As Orb's going to be snatched up by Icy, just 2 away from that next showstopper. Extra just dropping back here. Up on top of dropping as the smokes continue to fly through. He has to reposition. But
don't get down, Extra. Don't get down. Don't get down. Don't get down. Don't get down.
Now handed over here to Trent. Sees in play, Excurrent still wanting to peek off the back of this, expecting somebody to push their way over in towards three. But no one giving him a sightline whatsoever. The Nightfall just having to be eaten. Now fully deafened up. Knows that there's going to be no flank coming in, but Trent's actually going to be the one taken down. Asaya comes away with that kill. Pinchel to clean it up. Icy now dead. Izu doing God's work somewhere. Finds two. They go ahead. They double push the smoke. They flush him out. And the defuse is there. T1 with 3 players left standing can go ahead and pick up the operator once again. And that is going to be them carrying on their merry way.
And that presence of Excurrent on that site, it just makes it so they can't push, and so that the angles can be pretty well read by T1 in the post plan that G2 is trying to set up. They can just start spamming them down, just shutting them down. Izu comes through stairs and just mows down two. They're not ready for the timing.
Yeah, Leaf not being past that wall quite just yet.
You're insane, Zaya.
I mean, he's 9-1-1 at the moment.
He's,
I mean, call for help, G2.
I hate her.
Zaya's telling you what to do.
Now, you do have the Viper's Pit for Jonah P. A lot of util, again, to try to clear Mound, but it's once again Izu by himself. Uses the Paranoia early.
Catching on to 3, and there it is, the mowdown. Zaya pushing out, able to find 2. Excurrent gets 1. They lose 2 of their players here, do T1. They still come away with a decent little advantage. There's the cut across on the smoke, and Excurrent anticipating that second player still is not quite ready. Misses out on the timing. Misses out on the shot.
Nice
He's now sent the wall.
No way they expect this,
Looking for a flick, but there's no one there to receive the shot. Carpe in the meantime does find Trent. Rossi swinging around the back. Odin in hand will just gun him down.
भाई क्या हो गया यार T1 को भाई साहब क्या मार रही
T1
छोड़ दो भाई
absolutely incredible.
उनको देख रहा है वो
And this is the defender side of
उनका फॉर्म लास्ट मैच से ही चालू है भाई
हाँ यार ब्रो
यार फकिंग कॉन्फिडेंस ब्रो
भाई फर्स्ट मैच में जो देखा था वो टीम लग रहा है दूसरा ही टीम में खेल रहे हैं भाई
with the Paranoia. This time it's a trap play with the swinging door as well. Paranoia into the Mound, catches a bunch, and it's a favorable trade for T1 and another early second timeout here for G2 and Kilios.
Yeah, and I think that the timing on this one very much understandable for G2. Because again, you know, similar scenes are happening as what we saw on Icebox, but also the amount of ultimates available to G2. You want to be able to get into the players' ears and make sure that you're not going to end up overcommitting these and not getting a round win like we saw on Icebox. So need to have a very solid plan about how to utilize these, because it's the showstopper, the lockdown, the pit, the omen, all of those available. The only thing that they're lacking is that Nightfall, and there's just as many ultimates on the opposite side. So there needs to be a very firm game plan here to not overcommit.
Right, it's going to be really difficult because especially like if you're G2, you're like, okay, we're in an eco round here. We've got a showstopper, but so does our opponent. So if we trade those, that's not really that worth it in this round. That's probably the one alt in eco where you're kind of okay with sending it pretty early to try to gain that extra kill, gain that extra space.
Let's see, this time what is actually going to be put into use.
But you're not really going to be afforded that opportunity if T1 so chooses. Plus, you have to figure out where the heck this operator is just in case.
Let's see.
Because you never know, Excurrent might just snipe you out of the air as you're blast packing around. Things like that can happen. Looks like it might be an A-main duel.
Smoke coming down, Valen just TPing in, back rubble. Space conceded though, T1, you know, anticipating that showstopper is likely to come into play.
Exactly.
So are playing back, looks like Saya just gonna be rotating around here. And as Carpe continues to jiggle peek out over at stairs. And given the buys, I mean, he doesn't have to really respect too much of the damage available.
They have a result, they have the lockdown.
The Sheriff.
Still though,
are they going to invest the lockdown? I mean, it is a good round to invest the lockdown. Technically, let's say they don't have a lot of money.
But for now, looks like A is going to be the initial thought here for G2, and all this space given up. Here goes that showstopper.
Showstopper sent. He's likely going to have to just kind of gamble for it. So he works his way up the rope. Izu just around the corner.
Oh, no way!
Still disconnect on the side player, so it's just going to be the Razes traded out. Now the pit invested, looking to make this have an approach completely unassailable. Jonah, however, only able to find Excurrent before falling. Now the pit dropped. Izu, however, going to be taken down. Carpe arriving. That lockdown is in play. Maybe just a small little company for him to play with to try to keep himself safe. No!
Hey, no!
Getting detained.
Break line of sight. Oh, I thought he wanted to. Oh, never mind. He wanted to go to that corner.
He will be able to regain his weaponry, but he's at 1 HP. A lot of this pressure is going to be on Rossi. Trent not going to be caught by the Nightfall. Seas does not get the grab. Haunt at the ready, time ticking. Needing to try to stick onto this one, Rossi!
No way,
Is
bro.
the time gonna be there? It's so very close that he can't quite make it happen.
Legit.
The MasterCard thrifty
Oh
here.
my
The hands
god,
of
what a
G2
nice
find themselves
try,
a second
dude.
round win.
Hello?
Well,
He won. What
for
a
it's
nice
worth,
try, bro.
They
What
get
a
the
nice
win,
try.
but it took everything in the kitchen sink for G2
What a
to
nice
find that
try,
round.
dude.
It took the
I
showstopper,
said
it took the
19,
lockdown, it
19.
took the Viper's Pit, and still T1 wipes them all out. And it was only 0.32 seconds they had to spare.
Man, I want to see something.
Aussie been great
Was
with
there a
that
gap
Omen.
in this corner?
Xcurate tried to push into that Viper's Pit.
Was there a
early,
gap in
couldn't
that
quite
corner?
do so. It's so close. But now, okay, great. Now you've got all these ults. You've got the tour de force. You've got the showstopper still for Saya. This is a very tricky round for them to navigate, trying to keep Xcurate uncomfortable with the Prowler, but this is all just kind of trying to get some info, trying to keep players in place. You do have a bit of a push here.
I really like how they're
Trying to
switching
clear
it
the
up.
trademark with the Swarm Grenade. He is going to get it. So good awareness there from G2 of where that likely spot of that chamber utility was going to be.
Probably to check, it's going to be 2 weapons heard. And because of that trademark clear out, he does have to turn his sights back over in towards me, make sure that there's not going to be this pinch coming through. So for now, it's
Do they
Carpe
expect him
to try to
rubble?
really hold things off.
Carpe careful. They
It's
could probably
just
prefer
jiggle
you when you jump into that.
No one really peeking out there, no one really giving him any sights, but because there's not been a push into B, because they're pushing all the way out of Mount.
Chamber should turn away and look this
He
side,
won.
yeah, and they should push
They
C
know,
right
they're
now.
gonna know
See?
that they're either close
Look at the
enough
reactions. These
here
are the reactions I was
outside of
talking
A
about.
or just outside of B. So a third of the map, something that they don't really have to be concerned about anymore. Alarm bot here from Leaf. Try to set up, give them that early alert system, but in his position, he still could be taken down.
Oh, no.
Start working their way forward. Xcurate making his position here known. Alarm bot gonna have to be cleared out, but Icy, first one to fall. Leaf able to come up with 2. Those are huge eliminations, and he knows that the third is there, but Xcurate gets himself on the line to find the shot, and does manage to take him down. Spike now planted, ticking away. How do they decide to hold this one off? Just the C's.
Double pit.
Available to
Do we
them.
have a C?
All
We
of
do
the
have a Viper's pit. Oh
G2
shit.
at the moment.
Oh shit. This could turn the round away. The
Viper's
Viper's pit.
He is playing on the
Oh
corner.
no, he's sticking it.
Can play this somewhat safely, but no, he's going to end up getting taken down. Now it is all on Carpe. He finds the first. Still 2 more to try to deal with. Clear out on the haunt. Reads the Omen's position.
Ah,
but the
let's
shot
go.
now, and will be able to stand tall. Takes him down. G2 get themselves a third.
This is huge from G2.
No gap.
Leaving those players behind. A Leaf comes up massive again for them on that rock. Just sitting there waiting.
To be honest, you know who won this?
I don't think they
You
quite
know who
got-
won them this
he was
round?
this far
So
deep.
it's Leaf's second kill only that won them
Jumping
the
up
round.
and over, trying to figure out what's going on towards Tree. Pays the price for it. Can't give Leaf those opportunities. And okay, 2 rounds in a
और
row
T1
now for
113
G2.
में भाई वही तो बोल रहा हूँ यार वही तो बोल रहा
Starting to
हूँ.
get that wind behind their sails
Check the
again.
corners, buddy. Unlucky, dude.
Let's see if they can string a few more together here. Make this a 7-5 half. Then, you know, mentally at least, you're feeling a little bit better going into that other side of the map.
Big TP, but Showstopper out, sends it. That's going to be Leaf taking
Oh
down.
shit, that would have been so huge, dude. The second kill.
Oh, he does get some good damage across the Trent. He cannot confirm that kill. Trent down to 2, Icy at 84. A 1-for-1 exchange in the end. Carpe, Marshall online, Prowler coming through, sees the jump across, tries to adjust for the raise. Otherwise, maybe could have gotten a catch onto one of the other players. Instead, decides to pull back.
Yeah, the diligence good.
Oh, trying to go for the flick. Play off that Prowler timing. Nothing going to be spotted there. Sees to try to buy himself a little bit more time.
Hello, the big guy should be rotating now.
Launch over the top. Not going to be confirming no presence forward here in the site.
There.
He's looking for those shots through the smoke. Might have gotten a tag there.
You open the door. Are they gonna go back or oh no, they're faking it?
Yeah, they have
They're
to retreat,
faking.
though. Don't like
Oh
what they're
shit!
seeing with all
It's
this
gonna be
utility.
huge.
That Marshall, one of the
It's gonna be huge if they're gonna go back B, walk up B. Oh shit, never mind. Oh shit, it would be nice if they walked up B.
Calls
But
it
Izu
a-
is.
Izu set up here.
They read
He
it.
smokes in
They read it.
preparation.
They read it, boys.
Sends one over towards the tree door.
Oi, oi!
Snappy as hell with that first shot. Can't quite find the follow-up, but now there's only 10 seconds remaining.
seconds
Smokes
left.
coming through. Xcurate into the smoke. Looks like they still suspect it, but...
Oh!
And that's gonna
They
be
won the round. They won the round. They won the round.
They can get the plant money, but
Bro, what is excellent play?
It is a massive drift. The X-Trip will still get a follow-up. Gets himself all of them. Nothing retained. Everything taken from them. T1. Now it
यार नहीं पता यार बनी भाई नहीं पता
How do you play it any better than that? That's unbelievable. His understanding of the timing, his understanding of the positioning. He sneaks right into that Omen smoke just a step ahead of his opponent. And that gives him the ability to stop the plant and end the round. And then he's got the TP ready to just peace out. Unbelievable stuff from X-Curate. And he's letting him know he's waving goodbye already.
Unbelievable. Well, we are right into the action, by the way, as we go into this last round of the half side player. Able to take down Icy. Finds himself another one. Carpe as well, getting a piece of the pie. And suddenly, we're all on Valen. Just a stinger in hand. Somehow he slipped the net. He does have the ult. He could pick up the spike. But we're going to have to run the replay, I think, a couple times to really assess what happened here. Double swing out. Line up! And somehow he gets the collide at that distance. But
भाई ये क्या गेम है भाई भाई ये शूटर नहीं है हॉरर गेम है
9-3 on the half with T1 out in front.
भाई कैसे चलते यार इनका स्टिंगर्स ऐसे what the hell
At the beginning of this round because it was explosive.
कैसे हो
As well, we'll take a look at this one first. Yeah, that range, being able to get 2 kills, that's insane.
I mean, this is the Valen special. He is, I think, the best stinger player in the world. When I was watching...
Thank you पढ़ने के लिए अरे of course पढ़ूंगा यार तुम लोग के वजह से तो हूँ इधर भाई चैट अभी भी बोल रहा हूँ G2 wins this 2-1
T1 winning
I mean, if you're talking about setting up for success, I mean, it's just T1 all the way. They're
मेरा चैट इग्नोर
utterly
करता है भाई क्या इग्नोर
Am
करता
I
हूँ
pissed that they're going to be right in their predictions? Probably, but I am very happy to see, you know, that once again we're wrong, right? And I love it because
I like
the
being
face
wrong.
that we're seeing, how they're so happy to just fight every single part of the map. How even when G2 gets a response, if they do something in one round, they adapt immediately onto the early round of the next one, keeping the pressure constant all the time.
Yeah.
The T1 that we're
Wait,
seeing here
Koma, are you
is
there
not
in
the
chat?
one that we expected. But what can
Wait,
we?
Koma
What
there?
does that tell us about G2, right? Like,
Yeah. I think it's telling us that G2 right now, that loss that they incurred on map 2, that I think it just rattled them so much at this point, and really it motivated T1 if anything, because you're starting to see T1 just go for it. And you know, one thing that we wanted to point out was this battle here between Saya and Icy, and honestly, Icy was a guy that we were really complimenting going.
Koma, I think you have to come home, Koma.
You're starting to find his footing. Really,
I will tell you. I think probably tomorrow late night or today tonight late.
Have just shut
you have to shoot a few photos.
He's really not been a factor in this series.
You have to shoot a
and
few
Saya's
photos
starting
with the
to
products
find
that I
that
have
life
inside.
here.
I can't tell the brand name for the
so
so
he's getting so proactive
and we have to do an
because
unboxing
he's
video.
able so well. Huh? Oh yes.
Yeah,
Veg biryani
exactly.
specialty, bro. There is nothing called
yeah,
veg
look,
biryani, bro.
honestly,
Pulao.
it really has just been the T1
Please don't
show
use the
from-
name biryani
from
for
Jump
veg.
Street.
yeah,
Please.
completely.
Just
And
pull
they,
out.
as we were saying, right, the productivity from
Until
both
there
of
is
them
no
just
dead-
going head to
there
head,
is no
it has
sacrifice.
to keep happening right now.
Yeah, it
There
truly
is no
does.
biryani.
Look, G2, they need to show some life here. Let's send it back over to Achilles and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much. Yes, life is exactly what we are looking to see here from these
he's
squads. He's going to be playing in the next game.
Dang it.
I
Come
know
on,
exactly
man.
where you're going.
Come on. God, give me those.
I'm going to read your jokes about as well as T1's been reading this map at the moment.
It's almost like we've been casting together for a while.
Wow. G2, a must-win pistol. Gonna look at just slow things up here on this approach. Doesn't need a bit of damage, and now eats the paranoia. He's out in front, and Saya is able to take him down. Push up though, it's upper. Valen will be there to go ahead and get the punish. So far a 1-for-1 as Isu as well looking to try his luck, but with the backup there from Rossi, he's able to find it. Isu turns back over, finds another. X-Curate takes down Trent, and suddenly it is all on Leaf. Rossi, maybe an easier target here for him at 65. It actually does interrupt the plan. They just want to double bang.
No way, bro. No way. No way.
X-Curate, and that is going to be
No
a
way.
clutch here from Leaf.
Nice, baby.
Spray on that corpse and oh
Nice
boy,
comeback.
X-Curate, one bullet shy
Bhai, goat
of
hai,
being able
bhai.
to fire that pistol.
Goat hai,
around
bhai,
and
Leaf.
He takes those.
Leaf is a goat, bro.
Leaf here bringing a shot of adrenaline for his team.
Leaf is a goat,
This
guys.
round looked like it was done and dusted. Yeah, but X-Curate there, just running out of ammo. T1 doing a lot of good things, a lot of good trades. The early hit was beautiful.
Leaf is a goat, bro.
Paranoia right on point. But Leaf has been phenomenal at times today. Obviously on Breeze, he
Love
was
you, Milan.
brilliant. Now he's got that outlaw and he's got a kill.
He does take a nasty bit of damage. The Marshal at least able
Leaf
to find
is
some
goated, guys.
bit of value there from Saya, but Leaf, yep, just once again picking up that outlaw, putting it to good use. Xcurate in the meantime going to be creeping forward. Icy just around the corner. Xcurate trying to play this out as quietly as he possibly can, but I think he's spotted. He's been spotted, yep, and he will get taken down.
Khatam, baby, come back down.
Poison?
If he drops, that east side gets opened up, and who knows what happens from there. A much needed kill, much needed stability for G2.
It's a cute attempt there from Xcurate, trying to hide himself from that jiggle peek angle. Just not quite able to do so. Izu is going to snatch up that Marshal for himself, see if they can make this C-site hit work. There is that nano right on the ground. Carpe heard it, but just says, whatever. I'll just walk through it anyway. See if we can at least get the plant down potentially, get some money in the hands of T1. Throw out the haunt to try to cover. Just the players of G2 waiting all on the extremities of this C-site.
Still got the plant, it's still a good thing.
Spike planted.
Spike in, but still 5 members
5v3
alive here for G2. Izu, look at that first challenge here, first contact, as he does have that Marshal in hand, but does have to back away, and he's a nasty amount of damage now, down to 12 HP. Ends up getting paranoia. C's coming through to try to buy some time here for them, but Icy with that paint shell lob around the corner does come up with a kill. Rossi, right clicking his way, but doesn't know where it's about to be a 180 attempt with a Marshal shot.
Rossi.
3 players left standing though. Outlaw and 2 Bulldogs going to be carried over.
Totally
G2.
lost.
They managed to not give up the anti-eco.
Yeah, a good start here for G2. Good patience. T1 trying to set up a little bit of bait and switches there on that C site, trying to draw players out so he can get some kills. Huge early win there, even though he takes the damage. That outlaw, so valuable for Leaf. And Xcurate again, attempt at something a little bit cheeky. Not quite able to find success. However, he does have enough money for an op. So, all things considered, T1 trying to get back into that groove, trying to get back into that comfort zone. And it is so tricky for G2 because you have to be so cautious of pushing these angles.
Oh, Izu out in front of his smoke. Tries the transition there, but it's a little bit too soon. But now with the reveals coming in, they know that they're stuck, but Icy
Spike down.
still able to find that kill. Leaf in the meantime, killing off Rossi's Saya player. Just he and Xcurate try and stop this bonus conversion.
Oh, Viper in chamber.
Xcurate creeping along, working his way back over in towards spawn. Jonah backing off. There's the jump. There's the pick. Xcurate finds the kill. Now he'll move forward, bring the spike over into the site where it can be planted for Leaf. So what
G2 is back, chat. G2 is winning a dude, but like to nahi raha.
A very long rotation for him.
Could snag a gun on the way through. Upgrade that outlaw into a rifle for sure. And yep, he's looking right at the one in spawn. Things just so aggressive from both these teams.
All grabbed up, but with the tuck into the corner here from Xcurate, it's really hard to try to isolate. He's got that trademark set up over at Waterfall, and now he's just watching main. Leaf needs to read this, needs to find that kill and get himself back out so that he can re-aggress against Saya player here. He's expecting it, but he's just not quite able to find the shot. Xcurate will go ahead and put him down as T1, get themselves up to 10. Of course, the operator recovered.
Yeah, no, it's just a crazy start to this round. Izu TPs just to the side of Mound here, using this smoke to cover his angle. A great paranoia as well to set him up. But then there's 2 players from from G2 cutting in, and he can't quite get his aim stabilized in time. They try to repeat, but the players of G2 were waiting.
I think Xcurate is the only guy who's playing such a proactive chamber and using an operator on defense also. I don't think a lot of people are still doing that.
A little bit of an early smoke, but Xcurate is not afraid of anything when he has an op in his hands. He is just pushing, and he wants to see what he can get away with.
He said it in interviews multiple times. He feels like when he has that operator in hand, he's the best player in the world. Like that's the level of confidence that he has with it. While it was a slow start on Icebox,
the best chamber at present. By who's even playing chamber at this point?
It's been all right, yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are even playing
First
chamber.
couple rounds on Icebox. Ever since then, it's been nothing but solid. Creeps his way up, gets himself in behind rubble. Oh spot on the one, but I don't know if he's going to be ready for a potential counter swing from Valen.
Yeah, he has to fall back towards his rendezvous. Needs the safety there of that TP now that he's been identified. And G2, though, not looking to try to get aggressive off of it. They're, I think, a little bit concerned that this is some kind of trap play Instead, they're just going to be content to just wait this out, sit by baby door, and see what T1's move is. They're going to be reactive in this round.
Trent is right there, but Icy is just behind the box. And it hasn't looked like Execute has really paid any attention towards that position, but as the wall comes up, cut off his access, they cut off his sight lines, and they look to storm into the A side. Valen, however, spraying across, able to find one, finds himself a second as Izu will fall. Rossi answering back, does take him down. The advantage is there. Plant now coming through, tagged up are Rossi and Execurate. Not even 100 HP between the two of them versus 4 players. Saya trying to be the first one to save them off. Spotted out just a bit. They take their time on the approach to drop and actually cut back across in towards stairs. Turn the set up in case that backstab comes through. Saya dead. Execurate and Rossi now everything to do, everything to attempt, but they will just get gunned down. Jonah
trying to fight
takes
back.
him out in one fell swoop. With 4 players left standing, you can even grab the operator if they want. That's going to be G2. Shortening the gap a little bit more, keeping themselves in this series. It's now 10-6.
The patience is paying off for G2. They're doing a great job of not giving up anything early. And then as soon as this toxic screen comes down, Valen knows that there's only so much time that you have to get towards the A site. And he is in a perfect spot. They let all of T1 pass. They don't spray through that toxic screen when they're opening that door at tree because they know that the timing is a little bit shorter than what you need to cross into the site most likely. And Valen is just waiting with open arms. Gets a big kill. Just a little bit of damage here to Jonah P. Rossi though.
Oh, he spotted. Arey bhag bhai.
Needs to try to back away. Tag down to 85, and he's going to be hightailing it out. With the orb take, Execurate does get this tour de force online. Poison orb to come up, and it looks like Execurate might. Okay. Looks like maybe the call is going to be to not just blind push up.
13-9.
Orb. Thinks better of it.
Just trying to clear some space, maybe see if they can draw some attention out of B. Taking his time, but nobody up in heaven. You do have Valen towards the waterfall side of B site. Identify the turret. Smoke's going to come out. And for now, towards main. Not a lot of information for T1 to work with here. So leave Execurate on his own. Let that tour de force cover the flanks. See if you can take control of Rubble.
Trying to force away for a brief little moment, but the showstopper comes out, and that just forces them all back. More time and space bought here by G2. Rocket just going to be sent. Nothing found there, but now it looks like T1 being forced to commit into this C site, and there is so much util waiting for them. No, tap under the door. Now they cut back over into B. Turret at the ready, but Trent, Icy, both nearby. Turret comes up with one, but Execurate finds Icy. Valen going to be taking down the plant now. Started, but interrupted for a brief little moment. Leap noted a backside. He gets shoved back, finds the headshot though. Taking down Isu, the plant comes in. Takes some space, gets forced his way up in towards upper, but he's been spotted. And Execurate, as he falls, it's now all on Carpe. We've seen him pull off miracles with Sheriffs in the past, but he's tagged up, and Leaf just swings out a little bit wider for the challenge. A 4K for him in 7 rounds now for G2.
And now might be the time we see T1 take a timeout, try to rethink some of their ideas. G2 is doing a phenomenal job mirroring every angle that T1 wants to take. They're doing a good job playing together. We're starting to see some of that coordination. Leaf is coming online again with that firepower. Slow things down a little bit here as T1 in terms of the players being hot on G2. Maybe you could turn up the pace, I'd be fine with that, because that round was rather slow as far as this match has, gone.
That is some explosiveness.
Yeah.
That didn't really fit the bill.
Which I think, probably plays in a T1's favor, right? Because
the way
Pacific kind of is. We're a little bit more on the, faster pace side sometimes. So I think, you go into scrappier matches like that, and yeah, it didn't work out on Breeze, but since then, T1's been thriving for the most part until recently, until this side swap here on Lotus. We're really starting to see G2 get their act together. Really shutting down any attempts that T1 wants to take in terms of working the map, finding any early picks, finding any early advantages. They're not giving up any, and they're hitting T1 when T1's trying to make their move, trying to get into positions to put a plant down, to set up post plants. They're not allowing it, and that's really smart.
Right now, everybody from T1 outside of A. Showstopper nearly there for Saya player. They've got the Nightfall as well as the Pit. They get to a post-plant position. Granted, Leaf does have that lockdown to try to flush them out of a Pit.
This looks like a fast hit to me. You got the Nightfall, you got a Showstopper. Let it rip.
Quick blast pack across. Saya tap onto the door. Looks like he's not going to be interested in the orb quite just yet. Prowler will reveal at least one player as there's the Paranoia forcing away Jonah P. Way over in towards backside, but it's going to be blinded up again as the Prowler just managed to chase. Push up here into the side, but as they're vulnerable, as they're decayed, they end up falling. Another two-piece here for the Viper G2. Just like that, only 2 players left remaining. 14
Oh shit, Excurate, no!
Up into the smoke. Excurate not ready for the
G2
angle.
on top, baby.
Round is completely and utterly a
G2
wash
on
for
top.
T1. Paranoia hits on a Rossi. He's been spotted. He'll get taken down. It is a flawless as G2 continue
on top,
to step
baby.
their way closer and closer to tying things up.
Yeah, G2's just doing a wonderful job
How is
absorbing
it
all
even
this
losing attack
pressure.
at Bab? That's exactly
Jonah P
why I
also
don't know
able
what
to
I
dodge
don't know.
that seize.
They showed
That
such
alarm
a strong
bot
defense.
Makes it all the easier. Excurate trying to step outside of it. Yeah, just play back. Give him a little bit of space. I'm a little bit surprised here that T1 didn't pull the trigger on the Nightfall potentially after they took tree control. Thought that might be a good opportunity to at least guarantee yourself that site, guarantee yourself that plant, get into the Viper's pit, and then go from there. But instead, they tried to just brute force their way through with their guns, and G2's been really good in those situations here as we've gone over to their defender side of Lotus.
Paint Shell's going to be committed here onto the forward corner just to try to get rid of some of that KJ util, but as we can see, it's all been positioned over towards A. That connector, the turret set up.
Bring them down.
Power out of the C door. T1 just hunting, looking to see if they can spot anything, if they can catch any mistakes being made.
Just really, once again, Excurate
Nice tricks.
looking for those opening picks with that Headhunter. Clears the trademark, at least lets him know that there is a player in there. Setting up
I like how
everybody
they're pretty much
for T1
playing
for this
like
push.
they
Like
don't
you
have a
mentioned earlier,
sentinel.
Achilleos. Everything
Maar
in the
they are,
kitchen
ek
sink,
bullet
the
maar
Killjoy utility is here.
Showstopper at the ready. There's the push-up again. Jonah P playing off that orb, playing off that decay damage. Leaf finds himself 2 kills.
Enemy remaining.
As Leaf will get himself a 3rd. Carpe does put him down with the Guardian. Has to clear it out, but can't stabilize the aim there.
Timeout
More
time.
talent. Another solid round here. G2 just 1 step away, 1 round away from tying this up at 10-10.
They're just doing a phenomenal job of avoiding any utility. If they do get clipped by utility, there's fallback plans, there's players to cover them. It's just phenomenal stuff right now from G2. And with how much pressure was on them coming out of that first half after that blowout on Icebox, to be able to stand tall 6 rounds to 1 right now in this half, absolutely nuts. But this is where it kind of has to change for T1 if they're going to stabilize. You have that Nightfall still, you have that Viper's Pit still.
Why LD should
Got
have
to
said it
find
for the next round.
opportunities
I mean, they
to
want
use
to
those
change it.
in
Right?
conjunction
They want
to
to
get
convert
to a
that
plant,
round.
to get to
You
a
can't
post
let them.
plant,
You can't let them go to
find
this thing.
yourself
No.
around. Otherwise, it is going to be all tied up. You still have that
Whatever,
lockdown
dude.
to consider
I
as well.
didn't
That's a
know
real
that.
problem.
I'm anyways gonna
With
end
that
stream
util
after this
combo,
match.
you put
though.
that Viper's Pit down and the lockdown comes through to clear it. Can get pretty tricky for T1.
Man, unlucky start to my watch parties to the first
Now
stream.
suspecting that maybe somebody's going to be forward, so smoke comes
Timber was
in.
the bad choice for T1. I think. I
Off
didn't
the
hate it.
sidelines as it looks like T1 getting ready to crunch their way into this B site.
Right click it.
Actually make Trent's job a little bit more difficult as he is going to be blinded up, and he's just blind sprayed to take down Saya. Excurate does turn back, catches Jonah P, but there's the lockdown now invested here at upper. Plant comes in, but they have to respect this. They have to back away. Nightfall potentially here, but Paint Shells will go ahead and buy some spaces. Yep, Nightfall will come across, but they're stuck in onto this diffuse. Haunt now coming through. He's just
Bye.
but
Bye.
clean up. Carpe, Snappy gets himself 2 kills.
That's all, bro.
Balin
Impossible.
now, last one standing, the jump out of the
Impossible.
smoke. Excurate plays distraction as Carpe collects the kill. T1 will finally break this win streak.
Unlucky way. I
of
can't tell
G2s.
you. You heard the
They
song,
separated
yeah. I
themselves
mean,
just a
it
little bit
wasn't-
more,
Yeah,
but still,
it is not
nothing
something
else.
I
We have
can
seen
use
the
on
perseverance
stream,
from
I think,
G2
bro.
on this map. T1, they
Dude, I
are
didn't
far
text
from out of
you
the woods.
saying
No
it.
doubt. No
What's
doubt
up,
about
my
it.
layer, bro?
I mean, this is finally
I will
T1
stream
able to
at
get enough
7:30
space to set
again.
up this B crunch. And
I'll come
still
live
almost
again
get
at
shut
7 or
down
something, and I'll do a long stream
by
until
Trent,
1 or
and
something like that. I'll be playing Valorant PUBG later.
On a nice edge there for a moment, but that haunt timing was perfect from Carpe.
I'll be playing Valorant PUBG later.
Phenomenal as well, but it
would be
ain't
there,
comfortable at all
I hope you give me
for
that.
T1. Yeah, you still have that Viper's Pit because Rossi got taken out pretty early in the round, but pace of the game is slowed up, and I think that's working in G2's favor a little bit, just being so cagey, and X-Curate can't win his battle out on the edge.
Damage found there.
Oh,
that's great from Carpe. Looking for the take here on to B. Paint shells to try to create some space that C-linked. Omen TP around the back. Izu. Leaf is reading this absolutely flawlessly, but it's going to be Leaf who starts eating some damage. Sai going to be taken down in the meantime. Trent able to find Rossi. Izu finds that kill, but now he has so much more work to do. 2 players left, just he and Carpe versus 4.
Tonight I'll do
the pit.
Still a brand stream.
Carpe is just going to lurk over here into the side, able to find those 2 quick taps.
No way, dude.
Izu, can he make it happen? Some shots there into the shoulder.
Why are they giving him 1v1?
Headshot, he needs a 1-tap.
भाई 1v1 क्यों दे रहे भाई ये G2 लोग? What the hell? Don't.
Will be the last one standing here for G2.
Oh.
Show him how he really feels as he goes back over to the defuse. Once again, 1 round separating. 11-10. T1 still in a decent position as they are going to be calling their second timeout.
And this is a really interesting decision from the side of T1 in terms of, you know, throwing down the Viper's Pit, sending Izu with that TP into the back of C, but it doesn't really pay off. It's read extremely well, even though Izu somehow almost wins it, trying to keep him pinned, but Izu's able to find just enough timing to sneak around the corner back towards the spike. Still can't quite get it done. But, you know, it's just phenomenal defense from G2.
अभी देखा मैं.
Such a good job of making sure that they're not giving up anything for free. They're holding the angles that they need to. They're dodging the utility. And it's taken extreme effort from T1 to get these rounds. Get these 2 rounds in this half. Just need 2 more, but it's looking right now like
तुम लोग वो कैसे खेल रहे हैं? कुछ elevated bench लगा
a
के.
little bit deeper. They need to get a little bit crazier. Carpe 1 away from a nightfall. 2 for Trent, couple for Icy for that showstopper. So let's see if that's going to be part of the game plan here for both teams. It's kind of keeping eyes on those orbs to keep Carpe away from that big ult. I mean, he's been lighting up the scoreboard as Carpe, but here in the second half hasn't been translating to round wins. Looking like once again we're going to be setting up the G2 Killjoy utility over onto A. The turret still in that same spot by Baby Door. A little bit further forward with this Nano at the tree door. Trying to play off a contact a little bit there is Leaf, who has been also just absolutely explosive here in the second half.
Very quiet, very pulled back here from G2. T1. They just scale their way up, but I mean, look at this approach. It's a massive push through stairs. Try to see if they can get any kind of catch here. As Carpe at least will try to distract and keep attention over towards that door.
भाई किसी को नहीं पता है भाई. Hello.
Around, swing out, shots coming.
Oh my!
Ready for it. You can't really blame him, but Leaf. What is that? 2 quick kills. Paranoia is going to be good. Shot found. Izu able to come up with that elimination, but Cyber gets the jump on Icy.
What is this round? What is this round?
Does manage to backstab, gets the kill. Carpe on the floor. 2 players left, 40 seconds to try to play with. So T1 very much is going to be ending up here on this B site. Jonah P just listening, hearing, lurking within the smoke. How does he decide to play this one out? Well, this is going to be like that. He'll just work his way forward. This man is not having it. More spray.
अच्छा हुआ लीफ ने बंद कर दिया भाई.
Now, a tied up game at 11-11.
T1 digging deep into the strategy book here, going for the long lurk. And G2 is certainly fired up and feeling it. And it almost works, but if it isn't for this guy, Leaf, who's just been a nightmare at times on that Sentinel role. And then Jonah P just knew it. They went over to B. He's like, I'm just going to wait for the plant. And then I step in, and they are not going to be ready at all. They are not going to read this position. And I can just take care of business. Trent was coming on the rotation as well.
Didn't
need him.
Absolutely
brilliant from G2. They are just playing so aware right now.
It's a much needed ground win because not only does it tie up the game, but it also allows them to avoid what would have been very close to a thrifty. Things were very wishy-washy for them there. Given, honestly, a very good call from T1 to go on that huge push through stairs. But now they have full firepower.
Think about this. If T1 doesn't win this round, their economy's in the gutter.
Bro, shooting body is finally
it's a must-do almost for T1 at this point.
G2, they have a lot of good tools nearly there. That showstopper still just one away for Icy. Nightfall's available here on both sides. Execute again, looking to go his way forward.
Even IGL, पता नहीं रॉसी है मेरे हिसाब से.
Inside a tree as well.
मेरे को लग रहा है रॉसी है.
Once again, try this A hit, it looks like, but it's been tricky for them to even get a plant down over here because of how good G2's positioning and gunplay is. There's that earlier Nightfall. I like that to clear the space. Only catching a couple players from G2, but they're pivoting over towards B.
Space taken. Here's that bot. Knowing that Leaf is going to be somewhere nearby. Want to just go ahead and check close as Carpe goes in for the plant. But that answering Nightfall, as you said, Trent, he was able to hold on to it. Has that for the retake.
I'll again stream at 7:30.
Going to be caught by that one. Icy on the entry, able to find Saya, but then gets taken down. Carpe finding two. Looks for a little bit more. Can't quite make it happen, but it's going to be Isu. Mowing down the last few. T1. Themselves now up to match point. 12-11, but G2 they have been battling back every time they have a disadvantage. Can they take this to overtime?
I believe. I definitely believe with the way they've been playing in this half, but what I like here is the minor adjustment from T1 with that Nightfall in play. Instead of saving it until they get to a site, they use it to clear space, give them the ability to pivot, put themselves into a post plan, and X-Curate is fired up.
All of them. Saya yelling into his monitor as if his former teammates on the opposite side could hear him. Showstopper there.
I say no.
Got that on the depth. Tour de force. He's gonna be able to note that chamber here on this.
I say no.
He pulls back away and is also going to be holding on to that spike. So should the C-site get taken, he's going to be a little bit slow to get himself in there for the plant.
Cautious of the showstopper, RT1. They want to make sure that they don't give anything over for free there.
I say no.
So we're going to use that paint shells to clear space to give Saya
I say GG.
Yeah.
But yep, showstopper is now online. But the alarm bot, that other nano, still standing there on C.
Oh shit, Trent ka game.
Trent for now left alone here on A in a very committed position.
See this staggered pullback from G2 where they're so cautious of utility. They see it, they fall back. They're trying to get info. They're trying to give themselves the best opportunity.
They made sure they spotted only chamber so that they think the chamber's lurking out A while they're trying to see. Look at that. Oh, bhai.
Still have to be
Bro, did you guys see the one small thing? They wanted to make sure chamber got cut because they're thinking chamber's probably lurking up C. Look at still, there's no skill rotations. Look at how they've delayed, how much they've delayed rotations.
X-Curate now pushing forward, gets the opening shot. Trent going to be taken down. Showstopper not able to find anything, but the plant's going to be coming through. The man advantage. T1 this 5v4 post plant. Icy, that Showstopper, it needs to deliver.
Icy got showstopper.
Boombot the try. The spot, he drops down, and he turns back around. He is able to find it. He ends up pulling on the back end as Rossi finds that kill. Shots across Leaf, down to 3 HP. Swing out from Rossi, he ends up falling. And now it is all on Carpe.
By OT!
Make it happen, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Welcome to Master Shanghai, and welcome to overtime.
This is exactly what we wanted to see from these two teams. Both have been so good at Lotus. It has been such a favored map for them throughout this stage. We wouldn't have it any other way. We go right into overtime. A little bit of an overswing, I think, from Rossi. I think got a little bit overconfident there. Went for an angle that was a little bit tough after doing so much damage. Tried to see if he could catch him a little bit off guard. Lit up Leaf towards rope. But G2 so aware, so ready for it, and with both teams so good on their defender side. Who is going to be able to get that attacker side win first? Will that be that deciding factor, considering they were both 9 and 3 on their defenders?
Glass cannon here for X-Curate. Operator back in hand, gets himself boosted up here on top of the box. Very short TP over to the left for him. As the haunt does get cleared.
Just so much attention here at Rubble. Saya trying to take positioning.
Taking an immense amount of space, but that's now just leaving Rossi all on his lonesome. Weapon comes out. Here's the Prowler. Takes some shots. Paranoia looking to help force him back. Backs his way away. Paint shells now being sent. His own bite going to be coming through for the entry. Has already begun, but he's still able to find the first shot. Jonah P going to be taken down. Looks for a little bit more. Ben not going to be taken. Icy having the drop down off the box side. In the meantime, though, able to find that shot. Does take him down. Finds himself a second, but Leaf. Leaf finding three. And now it's all on Excurate. The man's not even on the site. Now there's a lockdown in play. He just has the operator. A single headshot on that headhunter. That's all he can really hope for. Unless he can get himself into the site and recover one of these weapons. They're in an advantageous position for him to go ahead and recover one, but he doesn't want to make any noise. Sees one. That's going to be Leaf. Take him down as he draws out the headhunter. Allen swings in. The lead is there. It is G2's as they are now at match point. And a timeout call is going to be coming through for T1. Needing to get this reset.
And what a gutsy play call here from G2. Just saying, all right, we're going to death ball it towards C. Little bit of congestion towards A. But T1 just a little bit slow. This is a great understanding of the way that T1 was playing their defender side by Valen, because typically G2 has been kind of taking their time to rotate. They kind of do some due diligence. They look around the map for some utility, but this time it's just an immediate pivot, an immediate hit towards C. Now, credit to Rossi. Did a great job getting out of there, getting some early damage, slowing things down for a couple players to shift over for T1. However, Leaf is right back to where we saw him on Breeze. 23-19, and in that round, he broke things open for G2. Got that lockdown, gave him the safety to get that plant. Unbelievable stuff that we've seen from him here today.
It's just every single time it looks like T1 is in an advantage early on in these rounds. Leaf just says, no.
12 long back, 14 12 for GT.
We're done.
I'm still alive.
I mean G2.
That means you die.
Can't forget about Leaf.
Everything to play for here for T1. If they want that reset, G2 just looking to try to end it right here, right now. Get that 14-12. No riskiness from them. No glass cannon, no operator. Just looking to play a very straight up round.
Looking to take their time a little bit. Another early push out towards the rock from Excurate. They're going to get the ping, the identification of Valen's position. They use that orb early to cross, take Rubble control. But this is all just trying to set up and try to show that they're going for more of an A hit. Really clear the turret. Carpe just taking a scrape of damage on the way out.
Punish there.
No, Viper and KJ are two different.
But Icy again looking
two
behind
different
this
agents
box.
altogether.
Hasn't really gone scouted.
Only the team
He's played this time and
PV.
time again.
Bro,
Gets the catch. That's now the IGL. Dead on the side of T1.
actually
conversion
necessary
for them to reset. Extend this overtime. Very solid first step.
1-2 hours
G2
పడుకొని మళ్ళీ
to
7
close
o'clock
things
లేవస్తా
out.
7:30
I don't
ఆడతా
know if they're going to be thinking that T1 is this far pushed up.
Allen just looking to jiggle on the angle. Considering if he wants to TP back with the rest of his team, and he does so. Paranoia at the ready, sends that, and that's going to force them packing, but no, he's overstayed. Icy, it's cleaned up 3. And just to the plate.
G2!
Mowed down the flood of G2. Washes them away. 14-12.
G2!
Damn close, but what a run back from down 3-9 at the half to a 14-12 victory. G2 win their opening series here at match.
Just tremendous tenacity from G.
चलो guys, मैं जा रहा हूँ 7 o'clock आता हूँ. I'll come back 7. I'll come back at 7 sharp. చలో గైస్ 7 o'clock ఐ మీట్ యూ ఓకే ఇఫోకే కూడా తీస్తున్నా వాడు లేడు బ్రో వాడు ఆల్రెడీ బయటికి వెళ్ళాడు 7:30 I'll be back boys 7:30 I'll be back